Hey, what's going on guys, it's Blocky, and we're going to be doing a tier list video. Now, I know it hasn't been that long since my last tier list, but I've been a little bit busy with work and stuff. It's been hell at work recently, so, I've been a little bit busy, and I haven't been able to produce some of the videos I've been wanting to make. But I have a couple of really big videos planned, and I have two reviews of some series that you guys might know, some very big series that you guys might know, and so we look forward to that as well. And if you want to see more tier list videos, or really more anime reviews, or anything related to anime at all, you can feel free to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Anyways, let's get into this. This is going to be a Kyoto Animation tier list, so we're going to be ranking every single series from Kyoto Animation. I will be excluding the movies, bar a few exceptions, because I'm just going to be ranking the series themselves. The only two exceptions are the individual movies, like A Silent Voice, and then the other exception is A Liz and a Bluebird, because although it's a part of the Hibiki Euphonium universe, I feel like it is its own story because it doesn't contain the main characters all that much. So it's its own story and it works really well. So it's its own exception as well. Anyways, let's get into this. So we have A Silent Voice. That is one of the best anime movies, if not the best anime movie I've ever seen. It is really good. The characters, phenomenal. It covers a lot of heavy topics and it does it very, very well. You gotta respect that, and it's really, really good. So then we have Air. Now, I really like Air. Really, really solid series. However, I feel like if it was given the same treatment that Canon was given and was like moved to a 2-core series, I feel like it would have been a lot better. Because we didn't get enough time to get really invested in the characters, or at least I didn't. And look, I really liked the series, but if I was given more time to get invested in the characters, I feel like I would have loved the series a whole lot more. So we have Magi Brilliant Park. Now, this series was amazing. Really, really good. The characters were really good. I loved the dynamics between all the characters. The circus setting was really cool. It was interesting. You don't really see that like at all in anime, so it's really nice to see that. Now we have Beyond the Boundary. Now, I like this series a lot, way more than a Magi Brilliant Park. Like, this series is almost an S tier. Like, this series, to me, I think it was the first Kyoto Animation series I ever watched. And Kyoto Animation is my favorite anime studio, by the way. So, watching the first anime was really good. I really love the characters. I love the power system. Everything about it is just really, really good. I really like it. Now, Chunibyo is on another level of good. The characters, amazing. I love the romance between the two main characters, really solid. All the character dynamics are really good. The animation's solid, of course, it's Kyoto Animation, what do you expect? I mean, everything about it is just amazing. And now, if you know anything about me, even in my outro sequence, I have Nagisa there, so if you know anything about me, you would know that my favorite anime of all time is Clannad. It is the best anime I've ever seen. I love the character. Every single character I love. There's only one exception to that, and I don't really hate her character. She just isn't up there to me, which is Fuko. Fuko to me was a ruined character after the comedic relief stuff. But besides that, every single one of the characters is amazing. I love them all. I mean, it just this anime will change your life if you haven't seen it. I'm telling you. Like, I'm not even joking or exaggerating about that. It is on another level of good. So we have Dragon Maid. Now, I love this series. I really, really do. But I don't think it's on the same level as these three, because these three have like more serious stories. Now, don't get me wrong, Dragon Maid is great. But like, there is an overarching story, but it's mostly just like, comedy stuff, interactions between the characters and stuff. And don't get me wrong, that's great. But that's not really like my main thing, like I prefer, over like a real start to finish story over just, comedy with maybe an overarching story in there in between. But we have Free. Where would I put Free? Free's really good. I think I'm gonna put it above a Magi Brilliant Park, strictly because it had enough seasons where we got invested in the characters and it covered, a long time period. And I really liked it. It was really good. Swimming and stuff, I don't really get to see that very often in anime. I'm a big fan of sports anime of all kinds, and Free was, another really good one. This is Full Metal Panic, whatever seasons Kyoto Animation worked on. I have not seen Full Metal Panic at all. I know I should get to that, and I will eventually, but I'm a bit busy with other things. But I do want to check it out at some point. it doesn't sound bad, but I'm not a big manga fan, so I don't know. Haruhi Suzumiya, that is, where should I put that? I think below Chunibyo. I really like Haruhi, but it's definitely not like the greatest anime of all time. And I think the biggest thing that holds it back for me is that one arc in the anime that's like 8 episodes of the exact same shit. Like, I get the point and I know what the point of the arc is, don't get me wrong. But, you know, sitting through that, I literally watched like the first episode, an episode in the middle, and then the last episode, because I was just like, I'm not watching all that. And then, but you know, Haruhi overall is really good, and I love the movie, The Melancholy, of course, amazing. Alright, so we have Hibiki Euphonium. That is above Free, below We on the Boundary. Really good series. Just really good. I mean, you know, it's a music anime, and it, you know, covers that really well. You know, the dynamic between all the characters is really good. You can definitely see them come together as a giant orchestra, and it's really good. Overall, just great series. Hyouka. Now, this was one of, I watched this after Beyond the Boundary, but it was one of the first series that got me to understand what, or they helped me know what Kyoto Animation even was, because like, sure, I watched Beyond the Boundary first, but at that time I was just watching anime and I didn't know really what Kyoto Animation was or the series that they had worked on. And you know, so this was the one that really opened my eyes to it, and I must say, Hyouka is a god tier series. I really love it. The dynamic between the 4 main characters, the big main cast, is on another level of good. The 2 main characters specifically, on another level. Absolutely amazing, super good. So we have K-On! See, I really like K-On!, but I think it's the same treatment as like Dragon Maid. I know K-On! Does have a full story, and I've seen the anime, great. And I love the dynamic between the characters, but it's not quite the same as like Hibiki Euphonium, right? Where it's a more serious story. Like, there's some elements in there that can get some serious a little bit, but it's mostly comedy, relaxing, and then music, right? Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I really enjoyed K-On! It was really good. But I'm just saying, you know, kind of how it's gotta be. Now Canon. I almost like it as much as a silent voice. Almost. It's almost as good. It's super good series. Like I said, if Air had given the same treatment that Canon was given, I feel like Air would be up there as well. Like, it's just, the dynamic between all the characters is really good. Everything just feels and flows nicely. Everything just works. It's got that like mystery element that Clannad has, that Air has. You know, it's really good. Just everything about it is just super good. Listen to Bluebird. I'm actually gonna rank this higher than Hibiki Euphonium. I really love this movie. I love to see side characters in a series that you already love grow and change, and you know, you learn more about them, and you learn how they started or other things like that, and it's really good. I love this film. It's just so good, and the animation style is very different than, you know, Free or Hibiki Euphonium or Violet Evergarden or Maga Brilliant Park. You know, those series all have that distinct style, whereas this one very much so changes up the style of Kyoto Animation. It doesn't look like other Kyoto Animation works look like, and you know, you gotta respect that. It still looks amazing, and it's great. Alright, so Lucky Star I have not seen, and I know what it's about. And I don't know if I ever will watch it, because I was like not around in the anime community at that time, because I was like a freaking child, and the only thing I was watching back then was Pokemon and Naruto. So I don't know if I ever will, because I don't know if the comedy's for me or not. But I mean, you guys can let me know if it is or isn't good. I have no idea. This one's what, like Muto or Muko or something like that. I have not seen that either. But I mean, it's Kyoto Animation work, so it can't be bad. But yeah, overall, I don't know. I think this one's called like Myriad Colors Phantom Blood or something like that. It's definitely their weakest work. I wouldn't say it's bad, because I don't like hate anything Kyoto Animation works on, but I certainly wouldn't call it like the most god tier thing ever. Like, it's like a solid, like, not even solid, it's like a low 8, maybe even a high 7. It's like, it's good, it's okay. Nichijou, now that's gonna go, Nichijou will be the one exception to what I said, because Nichijou is fucking hilarious. Um, I will probably put it here. Although Nichijou doesn't have an overarching story or any real character growth or anything, the series is just so damn funny. It's probably my second favorite comedy series. Yeah, the only one that surpasses it is Seto Yaku Indomo, but that's just because of the type of comedy that series covers, which is just exactly the type of comedy I love. But Nichijou is also really freaking funny. And, you know, if you haven't seen it or even read it, if you want to read the manga, you can do that as well. Really solid series. Now, this is the picture of Tamako Love Story, but we're going to be talking about both Tamako Love Story and Tamako Market. So Tamako Market was a really solid slice of life series. It wasn't anything really over the top about it, it was just good. And then you get to Tamako Love Story, the movie, and you get some heat. That's where it gets really good. Both series are phenomenal. The movie just enhances the overall experience. You already love the characters, you've already built up this relationship with them from the series, and you get to learn more about certain characters and, you know, where they come from and all this kind of stuff, and you get to see the relationship between the two main characters here grow, and eventually they grow feelings for each other, and it's just overall super wholesome series. So we got Tsurune. This is a anime about like an archery club, a boys archery club. It was a pretty good anime. I definitely wouldn't call it their best anime, but it was good. It was solid. It's definitely like, it's definitely better than this one, but it's not like over the top good. You know, it's okay, and that's kind of about really all I gotta say about it. You know, it wasn't the greatest, but it was fine. Now, Violet Evergarden here, we can throw that right there. See. So for me, I have 3 anime that are my top spots. Clannad, which is my definitive number 1, and then my 2 and 3 are the Fruits Basket Remaster and Violet Evergarden. Those 2 alternate based on the day. Sometimes it can be Violet Evergarden as my second favorite, sometimes it can be Fruits Basket as my second favorite, but Violet Evergarden is on another level of good. I love the characters of Violet Evergarden. I love the story, I love how it develops. Her character development is on another level. Like, you know, a lot of people talk about how Zuko's got like the best arc in fiction. He definitely has the best redemption arc, but I think her arc as a character it's just on another level of good. Like, honestly, she goes from this emotionless doll who never knew anything and didn't know anything about emotions to this emotional wreck of a person who regrets all her actions in the war, and then eventually when she starts realizing everything, she finally grows, she grows stronger, she learns of her emotions, and then in the canon movie, it all culminates into finally getting what she deserves in the end. She finally gets the love she deserves, and you gotta respect it. It's so good. Honestly, if you haven't seen Violet Evergarden, or it's 2 movies, you really should, because you are missing out on an absolute gem of a series. And yeah, that's really my list. I've only not seen 3, because I literally watched most of these series back during the horrible event that happened with Kyoto Animation a while ago, because, you know, when that happened, I was like, well, I might as well watch as many of their series as possible, because, you know, who knows what's going to happen in the future. And so I sat down and I watched everything. The only ones I didn't watch were these 3. Lucky Star for obviously the reason I explained earlier. Fullmetal Panic because they didn't make the first season, first of all, and secondly because I'm not a huge mecha fan, so I wasn't really kind of trying to get into that. And then this one I just really didn't even know about until recently, so I didn't watch that one. But I've seen everything else of theirs. Honestly, this is a pretty solid list. I know I have a lot of A tiers in here, but that's kind of just how it is. Because Kyoto Animation is so good. They are my favorite animation studio, period. Just overall with their aesthetic, with the stories they tell, just everything about their studio is really good. Everything about it is great. Overall, I would say, you know, you should try to do this tier list for yourself. Maybe you could share the results. How do you rank, you know, certain anime from Kyoto Animation, and how do you feel about Kyoto Animation? Do you like them? Do you not like them? You know, stuff like that. I would like to know that in the comments, so be sure to, you know, tell me. Anyways, guys, you can Have a good one, and I'll see you next week.